Hey everyone, JSD Cool here, and welcome to a different stream from what I've done before, but still something that is interesting. Um, Today I'm going to be doing a different thing than usual. As I just mentioned, today I'm working on a mod for Minecraft here that's been worked on for a little while, and we'll get into what exactly it is here in a moment. I cannot directly interface with chat right now because apparently OBS signed me out. That's fun. Anyhow, yes, we're doing a mod development thing. Oh yes. Hello. So today's first of all, let's start with what we got so far. A mess. A mess is what, by the looks of things, what we have so far. So, okay, you know what? I can't be fucked too much about the green screen today because I'm not doing something super gaming critical. It's mostly a coding thing. But yeah, so here I'll show you what the mod currently is. So this mod it's supposed to kind of introduce realistic-ish networking for like computers and stuff into Minecraft. And that, that's the premise, and obviously there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and a lot of random junk here. So we can start this this world. I'm trying to build, at least a museum of all the random crap in this mod, and I've also kind of just co-opted this as my test world, so that's fun. Oh god, the camera's pointed a little bit high, isn't it? There we go. Oh, but that's good. Obviously, this is, in case you couldn't tell, first time doing a live stream this semester from school. I could have done last weekend, but I didn't feel like it. I didn't have stuff to stream whenever I was busy. So that's what's been happening. But yeah, here let's go through what we got in this mod quickly. So here's the little test block. We just made this quickly at the beginning to, I don't know, make a block. It's basically the full Coolcraft crafting table with the logo generally on the sides, but then they also made a top, and I can't remember if there is a bottom. Solid blue. Fun. Alright. Moving on. Then we actually get into actual mod things and items. So here we have the AIO network block. This is your ISP provided router, basically. That's what that is. And it's got all the essential things in one block that maybe it shouldn't. It works, but it's kind of terrible at the same time. But it's also the only one we got so far. Anyway, next up we have the smartphone, of which I have one here. We'll go over that later. That's a pretty important item. It's like one of the first things we made in the mod, just by how complex it is. Then we have the Cat6 Ethernet cable here. Lovely texture that I made here. Early texture. Light. Love how it looks, though. Next to that, we have the coaxial cable. Next to that, we have the wire tester. I'm not entirely sure what this is going to be doing yet, but it's going to be doing something. Another brilliant texture. Actually, if we come up here, you see there's actually like network ports on the top of it. Cool stuff. Then we have the programming cable. I'm not entirely sure what this is going to be used for. It's server management, maybe. I'm not entirely certain. But next to that, we have the server rack model here. And, oh, surprise, you'll be able to have servers in there. Next up, we have the satellite dish block. This is what you get when you have one of these satellite dishes. You place it down, you get one of these kind of packaged boxes. But, surprise, it's a multi-block structure. When you put 2 by 2 by 2 of them down, they turn into this big old satellite dish here. And I happen to have a block on top of it so that it doesn't keep trying to do things, basically. Yeah. It's a satellite dish, so naturally satellite dishes need clear view of the sky to communicate with the satellites. And this is in the mod where your internet connection is going to come from. Now, for some reason, for most of these blocks, you walk into them, it collides just fine. But for this one, this corner, it tanks your frame rate when you try to collide with it. I might need to change its hitboxes. It is kind of weird. Moving back down to the other row of stuff now. Over here we have the small, medium, and large conduits. These are what are going to be able to carry your wires longer distances throughout your builds or whatever. And they have 3 different sizes to carry 3 different amount of wires. Obviously these are just laid flat. They do have, turns, junction boxes, all the fun stuff. They can't go up and down yet, though. That's something for the future. Here we have a couple items that we've already gotten rid of. We have the AIO cable bundle. This was supposed to be a cable that connected specifically to this. We ended up getting rid of that when we actually implemented the cable system. Likewise, we have the raw coax cable block here. Yeah, it did have all the different extensions you could connect stuff. Again, we went in a different direction. And then we have 2 placeholder textures here. This is the redstone sender and redstone receiver blocks. These are going to be, hang on a second. These are going to be networking capable devices that do redstone stuff. So they'll allow you to have your Redstone contraptions interface with the network or your network interface with Redstone. Either way, really useful things. And finally, we have the 5-port switch. The ports are actually on this side. But yeah, it's a network switch. It has 5 ports. It's a simple, unmanaged switch. So yeah, that's that. Now, as you can see, as we get over this way, the switches can connect to the routers. These are the Ethernet cables here. They're blue, as you know, the kind of default color for Ethernet cables is for some reason. These routers have a coax cable connected between them. That won't work, but they do have it connected. That's that. Coming over this way, we have a more complex, like, actual network setup. Here's our router, the router, you know, the hub of the network. It has one of the Ethernet ports directly connected to this Redstone receiver. What this does is it'll read a Redstone power level from the world, and then it can either be queried or just automatically broadcast out that signal. This, obviously, the coax cable that is connecting to this router here, it's coming out of this conduit, this small conduit here. And this is kind of just the testing of the conduit system, make sure it works. That comes over here to the satellite dish, which is obviously our internet source. Again, this thing has clear sky access, so it works. If we were to block it, it would lose internet access, which is a pretty cool thing there. Here you can see all the different sizes of conduits, kind of just laid out in loops. And then here's the kind of propagation delay test, because, you know, there's a little bit of a time penalty to having to hop between more routers. Yeah, I just connected a bunch of these switches. I connected a bunch of switches here just to test a delay. With if you only have a couple of them, it's not very noticeable delay. But the more than we have, there is a noticeable delay. This is obviously absurd. That goes into this redstone sender block, which what this does is you can tell this thing to emit a specific redstone power level, and then it will. And so the idea with this is that you just go boop here, and it... Or the idea with this is that I could see how long from when I sent the command for this thing to send until it actually changed, which is cool and noticeable. Oh yeah, and over here we have more legacy blocks. These were our original ideas for having like wall ports for like the coax cables and the AIO cable bundles. Obviously we got rid of that once we got to this new system here. We have a new idea for what wall ports are going to be, although those haven't been actually used yet. Talking a lot here. Right then, the smartphone. Actually, before I go to smartphone, I can show how cable connections work. So, with any specific cable type, you can click on a device that has various ports for the cables to go on, and you get a GUI like this. This is going to give you options for which ports to connect to. Obviously, 0 and 4 have already had their cables connected. Conduits are also a little bit different. They give you, obviously there's a lot more options, and they give you this much bigger interface because they're a bit more dynamic. So actually, if you take one of these, if there are multiple available sides, what you'll end up having is each available side, and usually there's just 2, will have all the different options just kind of laid out like this. You select which one, make sure the direction that's being listed is, you know, the correct direction. Critically though, notice how there is blue... Critically, any type of wire can go down this. Like if I select a coax cable, that also works on this, versus on this one, see I get a message saying no coax ports on this device. So this here will show you, so the color indicates what kind of cable it is. White is just kind of like any cable can go there. But obviously blue is Ethernet, black is coax, and then we have some other ones going on. So yeah, the point of this color is to tell you the other end of this cable is of this type. And clicking on the... And so you can't do that, or if it's already been connected through, so if I kind of just do this, we'll just select random ports there, you see they go off. Now if I select here, you'll see this one is highlighted as blue, telling me that there is an Ethernet cable connected to the other end, likewise for here. And if I try to go coax, you see it doesn't let me do that because that port is specifically for an Ethernet cable. Okay. A lot of stuff that we're going through here. Oh yeah, another thing about these is that each of these tubes can hold up to 4 wires. So that's what these numbers are. So the first number is the tube number, and the second number is the actual like port slot in those tubes. A lot of work has gone into these things. Alright, time to get to the smartphone. It's all been a lot of stuff. That's what we've been doing so far. But the smartphone is by far the most complex thing in the mod because it is actually kind of functional. So, first of all, here, let me go get the default experience. So, first of all, you open it up, you get this, you classic abstract smartphone background. Actually, let me just get a new smartphone so that I can show you guys this stuff instead of showing you that stuff. So, this is what you get by default. This classic background here. You don't have any Wi-Fi connection. You do have the current system time, like your actual computer. It's my head, dang it. You do have your actual current time according to your computer right here. So you got 3 apps installed by default. There will be a 4th, hopefully by the end of this stream, because that's what we're actually going to be doing today. But I just need to introduce this shit. You go into so we can check out the settings first of all. So we have an option to switch between 24-hour clock and AM/PM clock, obviously in case you want that. You can change the name of this phone. For instance, we'll set this to example phone. I don't know why you need this at the moment, but you can see the phone's MAC address. Each device does have a unique MAC address, although it's only 3 sections long because we don't need that many devices, guys. Of course, we got the ability to connect to Wi-Fi networks, but before I do that, we have different phone backgrounds that are built in. There's only 4 of them. I'll show them to you. We have this is my favorite one. The quote here over the sunset. Got some redstone. Okay. And then, of course, yeah, this redstone. Something for everyone, I guess. All right, and then the search for network. So you can click search for network, and it'll actually do an overtime scan for different network switches that exist in the area. As you can see, they will slowly pop in here, and then when the button goes back up, it's done searching, and this is all the networks found. The farther away the network is, the longer it'll take to find it. Okay, now which one of these was the correct switch that I need to connect to? Regardless, when you choose a switch to connect to, it'll ask for the password. If there is no password, just click connect. This one has a password. Is it password 123456? I think that's the default password. It's not. I think the 4 and 5 may have been switched at some point. No, I don't know what the password is, but if there is no password, you just obviously click connect and it'll connect. If there's a password, you type in the correct password and it'll connect. And then that's that. This AIO link app is actually how you configure these networks. Actually, this is probably password 123456. That's 54. Okay, I know that's the default password is supposed to be password 123456 for these things. I accidentally swapped the 5 and the 4, which was fucking me up for a long time during development. I was like, why is it never working? That's why. Anyhow. This is what it looks like when you actually can configure one of these things. You configure this thing from your phone. It's a nice user interface. This app is unfinished. The list of connected devices doesn't work because we haven't implemented that yet. But you have stuff here. You can change the name or SSID of the Wi-Fi network here. You can set the Wi-Fi network. This thing doesn't have a password. Why didn't it let me in? Anyhow. Or maybe I was trying to connect to a different one. That was probably it. You can change the admin password with this button. Just go a SSWRD123546. There you go. Alright. Now each different network port on this device does have its own MAC address here, as you can see. Those are listed here in case you find this useful. This not functional yet, but this is supposed to tell you whether this thing actually has a valid internet connection currently. And then that's all that there currently is for this app. Then the only remaining app that the phone has is the apps shop, which, this device is offline. You actually do have to connect this phone to the internet in order to be able to use the App Store, download things. So that is where this other phone, which is connected to, I believe, this router over this way, comes in. So you can see, I have Wi-Fi here, I have other apps, but go into the App Store. Here's what we have for now in here. Maybe we'll probably have more apps in the future. We have our test app here. If I click install there, we can see I got a new app here. This one is literally blank. It does nothing. It is a testing app. So we'll uninstall that. And the next one we have is the Snake Game app, which I'll give you a hint. It is actually a game of Snake that I made a few years ago in Minecraft on the smartphone. You use the arrow keys to control it. And yeah, it just uses Minecraft's apple texture there for the apples, because obviously. And your snake slowly grows and grows and grows, and I'm just going to end the game here, because why not? You just get game over there. That's it. It's pretty simple. Then we have the terminal app. This is probably the most functional part of the phone. And then this final app here is I think temporary. It's the quick and dirty app. Quick and dirty app to change the cover of a conduit. Anyhow, both of those are installed. So we'll go quickly look at the conduit cover one right now because that one is pretty simple. It's, again, just for development so I could get this shit working. But basically, you click on a conduit. If you have the app installed, it'll pop up. You get this text box. And here you put the ID of a block, say dirt, or if it's a modded block, Minecraft, or the namespace ID. Minecraft is the default. You see that changed the texture of this block to dirt. I could change it to gold block. And if I want to clear it back to normal, I just enter there. All cool that. Okay, the final thing, the most complex thing in here is the terminal, which actually almost functions like a real terminal, apart from the fact there's no file system on this phone. So there's that. As you can see, I kind of copied the Microsoft command prompt kind of copyright warning or copyright notice at the top. That's what this is supposed to be. But yeah, then it's a command prompt, so we can type commands, but what commands do you have? Well, that's what the CMDS crashed. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. No such element exception. What the fuck do you mean? Well, I guess this is where we get into actually doing development. Not what I intended to do, but what we're going to do. Also, JRD Cool's online. Hang on. Hello, JRD Cool, are you there?
Hello.
Yes, I'm just getting to the end of showing off the things in the mod, and yeah,
What broke?
I tried to run something in the terminal on the phone, and it crashed. Which makes no sense. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Execute command. What is this trying to do? So,
Execute order 66. What?
Okay. It was trying to I added a command history thing. That was the problem. There was no history, so it crashed.
Oh, it crashed because there's no history.
Okay, so if not command history dot is empty, and that should fix it. All right, we try that again. All right, cracked open the soda. But yeah, so the idea for what I want to actually develop today in this stream, people, is I want to develop the in-mod help system or documentation system. And so a lot of mods, I'd say most mods that do have a built into the game help/tutorial system will do so via like a book that you either just automatically get when you join the world, or you can craft it later if you lost it or whatever. But I am going to do different. I am going to leverage the fact that this is a technology mod. We have technology, like a smartphone. Who reads books anymore? Am I right, people? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an app on the phone. It's going to be installed by default, but you will be able to uninstall it later. And what this app is going to do is this app is going to contain all the stuff that would be in the book or whatever in a different format, obviously. But basically all the help information, all the documentation for the mod that a player in game would need. It's going to be called the help pages. So, okay. Oh yeah, the Wi-Fi signal strength here does actually change based off of how far away you are from the router. So the router's like right there. I'm relatively close to it. It's pretty high strength. If I come over here, I'm out of range. These things don't have the best range. I see very weak signal when I'm all the way over here. So anyhow, that's what I was going to say. We go into the terminal. We want to know what commands we have. We run the CMDS command. Now, I actually have like everything installed here, so there's a fair amount of stuff installed on the phone. But a brand new instance of the terminal wouldn't have, and would have a lot less stuff. So, one of the like important things that you can do here are so start with some built-in stuff. So obviously the listening commands that's built into the terminal. The help command, so help is also built into terminal. You say this lists all installed commands. Does help have a help? It does. That's pretty interesting. I mean, I made this entire thing, so I would know that. We also have the echo command as built in, so echo hi chat. Oh, I gotta scroll down a bit here. Yeah, okay, you see, this prints out hi chat. And then we have the more, I guess, procedural things. So we have env, which if we say help env lists all environment variables. So we just run that, and then here's a list of all the current environment variables. The point of environment variables is that they can be used and modified by applications. You can also modify them off, obviously, but they can be used and modified by applications to store data, track things, whatever. So this is what currently the phone has by default. So we have the platform environment variable telling us we're on a phone, the echo environment variable, which is set to true, the username, which is the actual in-game name of your user. So I've set mine to JSDCool_the_dev, but whatever your actual in-game username would be, that's what gets here. PWD, which is the, I don't know why, this is like a real thing. I shouldn't be on the phone because the phone doesn't have a file structure or folder system at all, or file system at all. So the working directory, which is what that currently represents, the current directory you're in, that shouldn't really be here, but it's here for whatever reason. And then the user environment variable here, this is set to the UUID of the currently the user who is currently using this this phone. So that is the current UUID of this offline character that I'm on right now. So that's fun. That's what env does. And then, very much tied to env is the export command. So if we check out help export, this sets an environment variable. So that's what you can, and this is based off like a Linux command line. This is like a real thing. If you want to change environment variables on your Linux command line, you use the export command to do that. So the one that I want to change here for you is echo. So I'll say export echo equals false, run that, and then if I type something, so say echo hi, you'll notice it doesn't actually parody the command back to me, it just parodies hi, which is what turning echo off does. I don't know if this is actually how you do it on like a Linux system for turning echoing off in the terminal, but it's a very convenient way to do it nonetheless, compared to how Windows does it, which is a little bit weird. And if you want to turn that back on, well, I broke the chat, the history of. Okay, I need to fix that then. I did that. The fix I made didn't work, so okay. Oh, I know what it is. That needs to be an or. Yeah, that needs to be an or. All right. Anyhow, regardless. So I guess I can't go back up in history to do it, but if I say export echo equals true, and then I echo a test, see it now starts echoing again. I put a lot of effort into this. Another thing you can do is this command line does actually parse things, and so one thing you can do, or does actually like parse your command and do some modifications. It doesn't do everything a real terminal does, as I like found out in the fall. There is a fair amount of things a Linux terminal can actually do in expanding and modifying your input. I only implemented one, which would be variable substitution. So if I say echo env is, and then say $echo, you see it returns echo environment variable is true. So you can literally do that. So I say echo user is $user, and that prints it out all nice for me right there. That's something you can, so that's an option you can have. I can also set my own environment variable with export. It doesn't have to be anything that exists, so export myvar. And also specifically, there is not allowed to be a space before or after the equal sign, because it only takes like the first actual command line argument. Myvar equals piss. I don't know. So, and now if I echo $myvar, piss is the result. Yes. So that's how environment variables and stuff work. You can store them for later and modify them. All the good stuff. Anyhow, back to other commands. So those are like what the final thing that exists by default is the package command. So if you say help package, help packag. I need to spell it right. All right. And the help text for this says you have your usage at the top here. Okay, install and manage packages of command line programs. And then we have our various different subcommands here. We install and package ID, install new packages, uninstall, uninstalls a package, search searches the repository of available packages for package name, unless lists all installs packages. So if I say package list, this will list all the packages that I currently have installed here, which are the 3 different packages that currently exist in the thing. Notably, these are namespace IDs, and you do actually have to include the namespace as it doesn't start with Minecraft. So if I package search cool dash link, this just searching for cool link will give everything. Oh, by the way, that's the name of the mod, cool link. That will give us everything that I guess has that within its name somewhere. So in this case, that's the namespace, so they'll all have it. So we'll see here and this also gives us descriptions of the packages. So low-level net is a collection of low-level network utilities. Example is an example of how the CLI program system can be used with external packages. Kind of just a testing one. You basically never need to install that. It doesn't do anything useful. And netutils, common network utility programs. So netutil contains, I think, so ping. Can I don't think. Yeah, I don't think the localhost loopback is a thing. So this won't actually work at all. I maybe should add that at some point. Oh well. So that won't ever respond because that's not an actual thing that can happen. But so the ping command and I think the ifconfig command, which is literally not what it actually does in real life at all. It just tells you your IP address because it's commonly what people use it for. You see, that is my actual IP address. If I then ping myself, so 192.168.1.178, you'll see I get a reply from myself in 2 texts, because they did actually go out to the router and then come back, basically. So that's, I believe, what the netutils. Then low-level net, well, okay, there are other things like the load command here. This is in the CoolLink example here. This basically is just something that shows that your program can execute over time. It doesn't have to go all at once. You see, it just took time between all these different messages it sent. That was basically what that was. But yeah, then where the low-level netutils is, the more important ones, this is where you can get into sending and receiving packages from other things. Manually, might add. So if I use this command, that we gotta have a way to replace this. Get IP address. So we get that block's IP address. I can then come over here, go in here, and I say send pack to that IP address. And then I'm not going to worry about telling you how this format, how the formatting of these packages. It's NBT stuff, and we'll go into this later when we're making the help app. Maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see, power : 0. See, I send that. I didn't do it right. If I'd done it right, this would have turned off. Whatever, you get the idea. Let's get coding, guys. I've had enough of going around doing stuff here. So I didn't realize what this was doing. This is actually adding the command. So if it is empty, or the command is not in the history, or it's not the last command. There we go. Let's just commit this. We say fixed crash when there was no terminal history. All right. All right, and we'll just commit that for now. All right, now we can actually work on the app stuff. So, yeah, there are a lot of A lot of different classes in the background doing stuff here, but we're looking in the app category. So I'm going to create a Java class. This is going to be help page PAGS app. This is going to extend abstract phone app. Implement whatever fucking methods this thing wants me to implement, and the constructor, yes, of course, the constructor, which just so far takes an identifier. We will have to modify it more than this because there is more that's necessary for this. So here, I'm gonna close a lot of these. Keep the snake game app open, that'll be useful. Alright, okay, so for this one, I'm not too much worried about the actual processes. The constructor is what I'm worried about, because we have all these things. Okay, hang on, public, public static final identifier app ID, or just ID equals identifier.of. This is going to change whenever we go to the official merging mappings. Fun. So main.namespace comma help dash pages. All right. So we can just pass that to the super constructor. All right. So before I go further, because there's a bunch of other stuff I do need to do in the constructor, before I go further, I'm going to go to, where's the client entry point? We have to actually register this app to the App Store here. So I'm actually going to make this the first app in the App Store. So say app registry, the register app. So we're going to have help pages app.id, comma, help pages app new. We're gonna not have an icon yet, as I haven't done that yet. And then this is the description text. So that's text of, I think it can be 2 lines long from what this is saying here. Documentation for documentation / reference for how to use the mod cool link. Alright, so that should theoretically be all we need to do to actually get the app into the App Store. It's that easy, guys. Of course, we actually do the app implementation, which is not easy. Also, just to tell you, just to give you guys an idea of what stuff that we want to do with this mod in the future. So one of the things that we want to do is, obviously, we don't want to just have phones. We want to have computers that are like real computers. Real computers. So we're going to have desktops, maybe laptops, but they're functionally the same or similar. But the weird thing, or different thing about a desktop computer is that the actual processing for the computer is going to happen on the Minecraft server instead of on the client, because the phone's all on the client. But we want the computer to be persistent and exist when the user interface isn't open. So that's all going to be happening on the server side. But we're going to have to figure out a way or protocol to tell the client what to display when you're looking at the screen. And this would theoretically also allow multiple people to look at the same screen at the same time and actually see stuff happening, which could be cool. I don't know about multiple people actually being able to use it at the same time, but see what's going on at the same time, at the very least. So now, we look at the App Store. We have default icon. I don't remember what pack icon this is by default, but okay, cool. That fits. It's in here. I can install it. It's another blank app, but I haven't actually done anything with it yet, so it crashes the game. Adding null widget. Yeah, that would do. So one of the things you actually have to do that it expects you to do is set the root pane of the app. So what we do for that is we set this root equals W pane. And this is basically where all of our GUI content will sit. So this theoretically will make it not crash outright, but I will do it's going to be a white background. So we'll set the time color to black. That way you can actually still see the time. I've tried to document this stuff in a little bit of a tutorial way because theoretically we want to be able to allow third-party extension mods to be able to add more apps and shit to the App Store. So it's hopefully built in a way that makes that possible. Yeah, and then, okay, so that should just be, oh wait, add painters, which is this function, which is effectively the draw function, to be clear. This is where all the actual background gets drawn. So here's the background, I believe. Phone with, yeah, so let's draw the, just gonna make that a little bit obvious there. So obviously this is a snake game. The color for the background, we don't need that open anymore. The color for the back, oh wait, we need to be in the lambda expression here. Yeah. Set the background painter. Duh. So we do this. That. Alright. So this will do a weird color. We can modify that in a moment. But yeah, help pages are... Yeah, we gotta actually design the system here, because it's not as simple as this app just contains stuff. Because I need to make it have a method for containing stuff. So it'll have, like, this library of content that is visible. It'll be split into categories. Hopefully we'll be able to have categories linked to other categories. So it's like, it uses this thing, and you can click on that and it'll show you that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff already that we gotta put in there. Like, there's simple stuff like this is how you get a network online, which is why this app is going to be pre-installed on the phones, because you can't download it until you get the network online. And that's not necessarily an easy thing to do if you have zero clue how to do that. So that's where the help app exists. All right, so we look at this blue background. Oh yeah. So I'm not in full screen. Let me full screen, and then I can actually point at this. This yellow exclamation point here. That means that it's connected to the Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi is not currently connected to the internet, or at least doesn't think it is. Now, if I close the phone, and reopen it, as you can see, it is now connected. That was because when the world loads, this data is not persistent across saves. The whole network has to reinitialize itself. Now, there is some data that the router stores, but it doesn't store everything. Like, it's network state. Every time it gets reloaded, it will have to recheck with whatever satellite dish it's connected to that it is in fact connected to the network. Likewise, all network devices, it just kind of forgets that they are or are not connected. It'll remember what IP addresses were assigned to what MAC addresses, but it won't remember that they're connected. So it'll have to wait for these guys, I believe, to do a ping to the router to reach out saying, hey, I'm here, before it actually registers they're there, gives them an IP address. All that sort of stuff. Anyhow, back to making this app good. So we're gonna set the background to white. So FFFF. We can reload that change. That should be an easy and simple change to reload. And when it reloads, it should just turn white. TM. I think we got it. Oh, there it is. Haha! It turned white. All right. That is number one. Number two is we get a W text title. Right, label. I think I want a label. W label title. And should not have a capital T there, but so title. So then title equals new W label that has text of help pages. Then we say root dot. Oh. So the problem with the root panel is it is not actually, it's a more generic type than W plain panel. It is, what is the actual type? It's just a W panel, which could be anything. Because there are multiple options. You could make your own, whatever. This library mod that we have for GUIs has a more generic type. So what we're going to need to do, or what I'm going to do, we're going to do W plane panel, plane root, and then we say plane root equals the root, and of course that's going to need me to cast that. All right, so then plane root equals dot add. So we're going to plane root dot add title, and then we're going to, this is going to have to be, so X we're going to have phone width. Is that something we have access to down here? We should. Phone width divided by 2. My phone's going back. And then we're going to do like 10. Oh, fun. And we're going to do like 10 for its location there. This shouldn't not successfully reload because I added a global variable there. And we're going to have a lot of that as we go through this sort of thing. Yeah, hot swap build. All right. Rerun it. All right. All right. Now we wait for the game to launch. Actually, you know, here's what I'll do. Here, I'll draw and paint kind of what I want this to look like. So what I'm thinking this looks like, actually here, once the game launches, I'll take a screenshot. We'll load that into GIMP. And then I'll draw on that what I kind of want to happen. That'll be a bit better. Get off my screen. Not right now. There we go. Alright. Okay. So we open the app. That's off center. We'll fix that. I don't know I'm not sure the easiest way to help with that. Okay, so we take snipping tool. We go yoink. And then close that. Edit, paste. There we go. Alright. Here we are. Here we are, guys. Alright. So, let's just create a new layer on top of this. Yada, yada, yada. Alright, so what I'm thinking of having here is I'm thinking we'll have... Oh, let's make this a bit thinner. Now that I actually have to draw this out. So, I'm thinking we'll have... Because what I want is I want there to be buttons with all the various topics on them here, and there'll be like a scroll bar. I'm good at drawing, guys. There'll be a scroll bar here so you can scroll through them. They'll, I guess, have... Or should these be topics? Actually, I think it would be... Or categories. I think it would be better if these were all categories. So you could scroll through the various categories here. And then each category would have its own thing where it has all the topics and stuff. So maybe, actually, so maybe we have the categories as buttons going wide across the screen here. We'll still have our scroll bar down the side here. So we can scroll through all the different topics. And then each topic will have buttons. We'll have like a separate section over here. So we'll have a line here, another scroll bar, and then we'll just have a bunch of buttons over here. So these are all the various items in the topic. And then over here, maybe we have, this is like the name of the topic, and then we have all like the text here, a scroll bar over here, so you can scroll through it. I think maybe that would be good for how we actually do things. Or we just have a general or this is a topic page. This is the general description of the topic here, so we get rid of the scroll bar. This is just the general like topic description here, and then each of these just leads to their own page. I think I like that one better. That way we don't have to worry necessarily as much about horizontal screen real estate when we're working with the actual individual help articles. Versus this just has like the whole list of scrollable. Here's like all the different objects within this. I think that's good. So let's, I guess, start with the... We're gonna need a way to... Yeah, we're gonna need a way to do this. Well, we're gonna need to remember what screen we're currently on, what type of screen we're currently on. So let's see. So actually, I guess we'll go down here. We'll make an enumerator for help page screen type. And this will be simple for now, but we'll add maybe a bit of data here in a little while. To start with, we'll have the start screen topic screen, and then I don't know, page screen. I don't know. I guess we'll start with that, just so that we can, I guess, get these sort of formats laid out. And then I'll look into adding different data to these types of things later, so we could have, like, okay, this is the specific topics type of screen we're on, and blah, 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 blah. Or you know, put it in num. Maybe the num is not the right type for this. Maybe a system of classes. Would a system of classes would maybe be a better option for this. Yeah, I think a system of classes would be a better option for this. Okay. Because that way each class can just have like its own form factor. Even if they're all just kind of defined in here. We can pass different parameters in and then say, okay, do this. Now do this. Now do this. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. This is not going to be an num anymore. We're going to comment these out. We're going to do extract help page screen type. And I'm not entirely sure what this is going to contain, really, or what kind of... Well, okay. It's going to have a public W panel get panel pan public abstract. So that's going to be one. That's going to be basically the only thing it actually has to implement. Yes, that's going to be the only thing it has to actually implement. So just get the panel out of it, and then everything else can just kind of rely on the fact that it is actually going to be doing stuff correctly. All right, so that's that. So then we're going to have... I know this is all weird that's going in this file, but it's all relevant. It makes things easier. I swear, guys. We're going to have a help page start screen. Extends help page screen type. Then we implement that. And for now, it's going to return null. I just want to like spam out these things. So then we're going to have a class. Oh, well, that A should be lowercase. Okay. It's going to be the help page topic screen. And then this extends the help page screen type. And then we're going to implement your method here, but this one's also going to have a public... Nope. public help page topic screen. So this is their constructor. And then this is going to take the topic gr group as an arg. Alright, we'll do that. And then help page. That's not confusing at all. Help page.
Of course not. Why would it be?
Type. We implement the overridden method, and then we say public help page. Why help page, and then this is eventually going to take the page content as an arg, because all this stuff will be registered to some sort of collections or registries or something elsewhere from other classes that we're going to be making. So it doesn't really matter. We haven't obviously made that yet, so we won't have this stuff yet. But we're just gonna put some generic placeholder stuff in there that'll have these things linking to one another, and therefore functioning. So is this thing complaining because it's not really being used right now? It might be static. Maybe. I'm not sure though. So we're gonna create we'll make these things private. Oh, why not? So this one can be final as well. The plain root though, that one, oh yeah, what are you complaining about? Huh? Can be local? Nah, I don't think so. For now, we'll keep these as class variables, but I don't know if I'm gonna do stuff with tick actually. Might do some things and add painter stuff. We'll see. Alright, so we're gonna have a private help page screen type current screen equals new help pages start screen. This is the only one that's not going to be taking any arguments so far. Right, so then we're going to say plain root dot add current screen dot get panel comma. So then we wanted to our x and y. So I think we need to go over like 30 so that we need to go over 30 because the notch does kind of affect things. I put a notch in the UI so you knew it's a phone. And then this was 10. Let's go down like maybe like 40 there. And then we say phone width, which we have access to, and I don't know why it's not giving me that. Phone width minus 30, comma, phone height minus 40. Alright, so that should set that panel in there in its size. But I guess for now we'll just say return new W plain panel. Why not? Alright, now this definitely needs a reload because I've done a lot of kajiggery fuckery in here.
Alright. Oh, now I'm gonna have to go through and a lot of functions need bit masking out up and down stuff.
Jericho is currently working on all the conduit junction box related stuff because we've implemented the ability for data to actually flow through conduits, but we haven't actually implemented the junction boxes yet. It's just straight conduits, way simpler at the moment, but important stuff that needs to be done.
I should push this if you want. Well, so you can show your viewers.
didn't
I just created an
intend to.
image.
Okay, I just realized that we didn't really do anything that would necessitate. Well, it didn't crash, so that's good. Actually, yeah, very good that it didn't crash. Okay, let's center that stupid text at the top. Okay, let's do like -20. Also, here, actually, let me go say get a public help page start screen. Get this. That is the wrong location for that. Put that in here. So actually, what we'll do is we'll have. Actually, I think I want this panel to be a scroll panel. So we just have a WSCR scroll panel. Panel equals new W scroll panel. Why does it want to have something passed in? Crap. How do I use this? Did I use this over in the terminal app? I may have actually.
Okay. That's pushed.
Command context, maybe. Maybe that's where the. Right, because we got termination button, title. Okay, yeah, so we'll be in here. Got a label, text field, got a panel. That's a regular panel. Oh, this was just going to its definition. Duh. I wanted to go into the class. That's what I was thinking. Okay. Actually, I guess you can see some of the actual functional innards of the terminal here. Got my text out. Command area text. Command. Okay, scroll panel. Okay, I guess we have to put a panel. And we just set its size. Okay. So we have to do another panel then. So W plain panel inner panel equals new W scroll panel. Or no, not W scroll. W plain panel. Duh. And then that is misspelled. And then the panel is equal to a new new scroll panel for the inner panel. There we go. That's what I needed to do. Obviously, there's not really going to be anything in there just yet, so I don't think it's going to be doing much scrolling, but there we go. Now let's see if the scroll bar appears. Theoretically, should have its ability to, or should have its stuff all set properly, or its size set properly by the other thing. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, then we're gonna be adding all the things to the inner panel. Buttons specifically. Maybe we'll have like a bit of a text blurb at the top being like, "Hey, welcome to CoolLink. This app contains information about contains a bunch of information about most of the stuff in the mod in case you get lost." I guess there's nothing to scroll yet. Here. Well, okay, let's set the horizontal scrolling to false, I suppose.
Okay, well that's actually good. That only ands the bits and specific bits, so it asks
So
makes it
set horizontal
into
scrolling
specific
to
bits.
false, and then yeah,
Okay,
I
so
guess
directions are
no,
masking bits.
okay,
Good.
actually, I'm gonna go quickly run to the bathroom. So keep this stream entertained, Jaredy.
What? Oh, are you showing my screen? Oh, all I'm doing is talking to myself because I got if adding a vertical direction by adding one bit to a thing and well, not making it so it's a whole another 255, doubling the size of the nodes. One thing to reduce that, limiting the number of maximum number there. Other than that, we never had an issue. I think that could be an issue with the index size. Because it's 1 minus, so we need a 1 larger, or... Anyways. I'm going through currently, ladies and gentlemen, I'm currently going through, making sure while we're going through doing indexing stuff. Or like, working with the numbers on indexes that doing stuff with this top bit or these top bits, adding a top bit is not going to break everything, which for most things looks like that's not going to be an issue.
All right, fascinating. I'm back. Green screen did get a little bit messed up there. All right, so back to this. Okay, so I'm just gonna spam add a bunch of buttons. I'm gonna just try adding a bunch of buttons to this panel. Let's see if it all works. Because I have zero clue if it does at all. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna just go, let's say 4.
By the way, JSTCool, if you absolutely wanted to, they could see my screen if you shared Discord with them.
Yeah, it'd just be too much effort. Alright, so then we say inner panel dot add a, it's gonna have add and new, add a new button, and then this wants a text, so we say text of test. Then we need the x, y, width, and height. So for x, we'll say 0. For y, we'll say 15 times I. For width, we'll say 200. Height doesn't really matter, but we'll say 10. And then we'll just have that. Okay. That should just add 10 buttons to the panel. I don't know if that goes off screen or not, but hopefully it'll pop up the scroll bar, so we'll actually be able to see stuff scroll. I don't entirely remember how I got the scroll bar to show up on the terminal app. Oh no, it doesn't show up until you get to the part where it says scrolling. Okay, never mind. It's working the same. Virtually as expected, I guess, is what I should have said. But yeah, basically what this here will be doing is this here will be reading from the list of topics and then generating a button for each topic. And the button will also have the corresponding logic attached to it, so it'll actually open the page. Okay, these are very thin buttons. Apparently you can make buttons thinner. Okay. And the thickness wasn't enough to actually let them let them start scrolling. Okay. Should be easy enough to reload a change for here. So instead of 10, we'll make them 20 and set 25 the space between them. Click reload changes. We'll have to reopen the app because this object's already been created, obviously. Eventually. There it is. So we close and reopen the app. Ah, there we go. Scrolling works. Yay! What a surprise. Woo! Alright. All the clicky, all the bits. Alright. So now that we've got buttons showing up, let's actually make them the entire width, basically. So let's make them like, I didn't need to close that. Oh well. 400 wide. And actually, we'll go. Should I add a label to it? Centering text is kind of annoying in this.
I got a question for you, School. Haven't had to worry about this because of how we've been doing things, but for the integer array stuff, if we are building it up so that it actually goes up. So for the vertical, one of the wires comes right up against the edge of it. Do I need to essentially, because I have the way I'm indexing all this stuff, do I need to make it so it's one larger so that the indexes properly?
Maybe.
Or does it need, or will I just like pass in, here's the max number? No, it's one larger. It's one larger.
Yeah,
it's one larger because otherwise it's going to get index out of bounds exceptions.
Yeah.
We haven't had to worry about it because I've set it to 255 and we're not hitting 200 index 255 ever.
Yep. Alright. Let me just. Okay, so we put that in there. Let's add a new. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna add a new thing. So inner panel dot add new. Is that like a text? I don't remember what the difference between a text of blah blah blah. And then we're gonna need to do stuff. So let's go like. What is the phone width and phone height? Does it tell me about those? Oh wait, no, we do have access to those. We're in. I forgot we were in the same class. Okay. I forgot that I was. Usually it's not how this works. I'm not just like in like an internal class.
Yeah.
So I do actually have access to that. Let's go like -40. Why not? And then yeah, that's at 25. Actually, y should be 0. All right. I forget that I actually do have access to that value. That is actually pretty useful for this. In case the phone size, I don't think the phone size is ever going to change in the future, but if it did, this is a solution to that. All right. Slowly waiting for stuff to open up here. There we go. All right, go here, go here. All right, and open the app. That was the wrong app. Those are too wide. Reel those in a bit, and then this. Oh, the text color is probably white. Or no, let's just make this a label, not a text. Because I don't know what the difference between a text and a label is. Yeah, so 400 is too wide. Let's try 350. Again, I didn't have to close that. Actually, here we're gonna do W button equals that. Oop. That, and we just put the button in there. Apparently I missed one of those. This will then allow us to say button dot on click. What? That's not dot set on click to a lambda expression here, and then this will just, and here's where we'll put the actual like code for shit. All right. Yeah, I guess this. See, will that not negative? Okay, that doesn't negatively affect it. Okay, cool. Obviously, we don't actually have any functionality for the button clicks yet, but we're getting there, I guess. So when it clicks, and what onClick is going to do for now, before we actually get the page specifics in, because that's going to come later, onClick will just activate the page switch, basically. So we'll actually make a function for that. So we'll have our void change page to a help page screen type new page. This now can't be reloaded, but whatever. We'll get the help app. The label's still not showing up. Ooh. Who? This button. We're gonna have to shorten the panel. Dang it. I think it's like 20 tall, so we're gonna have to shorten it by 20. Why is that text? Oh, because there is no text there. I didn't put any text. Dang it. Let's put it back to text. Text of select topic. Right, we'll just put that for now.
Oh, whoa.
What?
Java block items have had format version changes.
Huh?
I'm in Blockbench.
Oh.
And there's like select format version for block/item.
Well, what's the Minecraft version for that?
Versions 1.9 through 21.5, then 21.6 through 21.10, and then 21.11 plus.
Which version are we on again?
I think we're on like 7.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's your answer about what you need to click, and that also means it's going to be a bunch of effort for us to update shit. Yeah, we're on 0.7 right now, so that'll be a bunch of effort
But,
for us.
well, technically putting it as before, from a 21 or 9.9 to 21.5 would work just fine, because that's where all our other ones are.
Yeah, just go with the correct one to be safe.
Okay.
Oh, whoa. Well, that's not as I expected that, but okay. You know, this just barely doesn't touch the home button there at the bottom. Alright. Gotta make that way wider. Alright, I actually gotta add a width to that. Alright, but yeah. All those buttons. Okay, so give it a location. Let's say 100, comma 20. Let's reload this. We'll see how this does. And then we can move on to the next type of page, which is, of course, cancel. I did the wrong thing there. It was supposed to be down here when I did the 120. Now we can reload. But yeah, then once we get this done, we can move on to implementing the topic screen. Okay. All right, there we go. It needs to be moved back a bit, but that is correct, I guess. And then we get all these. Okay, so we'll move that around a bit, and then we'll get working on the next component of this thing. So we'll move this like back that much, let's say. And then, so this is going to be, actually we're gonna, I guess, have change page. So first thing we do is we gotta remove the panel. So root remove current screen dot get panel, then current screen equals new page, and then we have plain root dot add new page dot get panel, comma, and then what do we do up here? All of these specs here. There we go. And then we simply call that from here. Change page to new help page screen type. No. Help page topic screen. And we'll pretend that we have the proper things passed in for now. But now if I reload this, I'm expecting a game crash when I actually click on one of these buttons. The hotspot failed. Okay, well, in that case, we'll actually just work on this. So, now the thing with this is the one that we're going to have split into two separate, sections. One section is going to be a scrolling list of all the items in this topic, and the other side is going to be the description of the topic itself. So, W plain panel equals new W plain panel. And so get panel, we just return panel. Pretty simple shit. But it's what goes on that panel that is not simple. So we're gonna have we need to have panel content list, I guess. Do we want to call it content list? Or topic list? Or no? Yeah, this equals new plain panel, blah blah blah. Then W scroll panel content scroll equals new W scroll panel for. Why are these C's capital? Stop with that. Content list, and then panel dot add content scroll at 0, 0. Whatever the width of that panel is going to be, going to need half of that. So it's phone width minus 30. So phone width minus 30 divided by 2. So phone width minus 30 divided by 2. And then the height of this is going to be the phone width minus 60. Phone width minus 60. All right. So that is that. And then we'll have another W plain panel for this. Well, no, I guess we don't need another panel for that. We could just add our text in the correct locations. So there's that. So now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to generate all the various topics. So we're going to have okay, so we're going to have So W button equals new W button for text of content. And then content this dot add button, and then the X can be 0, the Y can be or 25 times I, like the previous one. Then the width can be, I guess, most of the width of this section. So the phone width divided by minus 30 divided by 2. I just realized the parentheses in the wrong place there. That should be there. Let's say minus 10 for the scroll bar. And then the height of this thing is going to be 20. Yeah, those people outside are being loud. All right. Now we'll see what this looks like. Oh, I guess something I'm going to have to do. And I'm going to have to add a back button. And that'll be a bit of work, because I'll actually have to remember what the previous page you were on is. And that'll probably get, the back button will probably get set up in the change page function here. Because that's what will do the remembering of what the previous page you were on is. Or maybe, no, actually here's what we'll do. Each page will have an internal remembrance of what the previous page is. So you'll have to pass in the current page, so the back button can actually take you back there. Linked list style. Yeah, that'll do. And that way also, as you click through, if pages they link to each other, and that'll be a little bit harder to do, but when pages link to each other, you'll be able to just go back through the list of pages that you were looking at. And maybe there'll be a home thing which just resets you back to the beginning. I'm not entirely sure. Okay. Select topic. We're gonna go with one of these. Why is that so wide? That's too wide. And also that's not scrolling. Well, okay. Okay. Did I... Well, let's set the ability to horizontal scroll to false. Yeah. Why is this apparently so wide? Phone with minus 30. Oh, because once again, the parentheses in the wrong place. That will hopefully fix the width problem there. And also hopefully the scroll bar not appearing problem, because this should definitely be going off the page. If it's not already. Okay. So... Okay. Something's not working right here. Something is not scrolling right. So what did we do here that made it work? We created the panel. We set its horizontal scrolling state. Then to the other pre-existing panel, we started adding things. I have no idea why this is not working properly in the scrolling panel. Because clearly it is kind of working as stuff's appearing, but it's not letting the scroll happen. Do I need to like have Maybe it's and it's also not actually scrolling. Is the layout what I have to call to make it do this? I think I've seen stuff where that does help. Yeah, it's not clipping at all, which is weird. This is kind of annoying. Start looking into this scroll panel nonsense here. Take this, it just sets all this stuff up. um So layout, yeah, I think layout is what actually does. Maybe if I in the change panel here, if I then do w panel equals getting that panel. Then we say panel dot layout. Maybe this is what's going to be fixing it. Yeah, I got no freaking clue. What if? But what if we go here? We say button dot or set on click. We say content scroll layout. I know that simple it can be done in different ways. Oh, hotspot down. All right. Well, yeah. I hope it's obvious. I am very confused as to why this whole scrolling stuff isn't working for this. It should. Let's hope that the layout of. Let's hope that after everything is assigned, having it redraw its layout is hopefully working. I mean, it might be the fact that it doesn't have its height restriction set properly anymore, which would be very annoying if it's the case, because it is going off the bottom of the screen. So it could just think that, oh, I'm within the allowed height, and therefore I don't need to deal with any scrolling. In which case, why is the height broken like that? Okay, that didn't help. It's still, yeah, it's going off the screen here. That didn't help. But yeah, no, it's going. Okay, shut this down. Okay, it is going beyond the screen there, so it might be like a height thing. Yeah, because we are limiting its height. Oh, I guess I didn't actually click it, but whatever. Let's say content scroll dot set the size to this. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to actually, if this works, I don't know how I'm going to have this happen every time without adding an extra function in here that's like, okay, or make sure the panel's all proper and shit. Like just like a setup function that can be run once the panel has been initialized properly and everything's there. Because, the get panel here is being run a bit after the constructor, and when it's actually, inserted into, I guess, its proper environment, maybe stuff's not actually coming down the tube right there. If so, I guess that's kind of an important thing to make sure happens correctly. Okay, so look. No, Okay, so instead, we're gonna start printing out common scroll dot get height as a string. All right, let's see. Oh, I probably could have reloaded that. Whoops. Oh well. This is starting to hurt my head. Why is this doing this to me? I haven't got to any of the interesting parts, which is actually making this like a modular system that we can just start writing things into. So, there are a fair amount of things, and we're also gonna have to obviously figure out what topics we're gonna want, because the way that I've currently got there's a lot of things. So we're gonna have like our basics, like you already got a smartphone, but in case you forget, here's the whole smartphone stuff. We're gonna have the creating a basic network. We're gonna have articles and all the different like blocks and items with information about them. Okay. 340. But then why the heck is it not? That sounds about right. What is okay? Something's broken in here then.
Oh.
Or something's not working right inside of the scrolling panel here. Not too much stuff in here, but it's a panel, so let's see. Paint function is obviously very important here. So, vertical scroll bar, get value, or if the is not equal to the last vertical scroll, or if the scroll bar has moved, then layout, and then be updated. So background painter, build this stick at background painter. If we have it, then paint background. Wow. Insets. So for each children, we inset it to the. You figure out what insets or whatever. Okay. The widget, then we go and enable the scissors, which is the thing I think that we're kind of looking at here, for the insets location, and the width, and then okay. Then we paint the child with all of its glory, and we disable the scissors later. Okay. So on the scroll, it does the scrolly things. Okay. So, by the looks of things, the actual drawing of this thing. So, what is the insets? Okay, what are these and where are they? Set insets. Okay. By default, they're set to none. Okay, well, I think we can get them. So yeah, let's just plus that plus content scroll dot get insets. I have no idea what that's going to print out, but I guess we'll find out. I have no idea why this thing, because this is the only thing I can think of here, which would be information as to why there's no clipping going, or why it's not clipping off like the bottom. Because obviously, the scroll bar is working here. 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Those are numbers. How does that affect shit again? Okay, so we're subtracting this. So it's not subtracting off anything. So it's all 0. So 0. So the height for this, I believe, in the scissors, would be 0 plus the height minus 0. So height. This dot height. Which should be fine. So why is this not working? So, okay. If I go here, if instead of all this, just say, so what is actually phone width minus 60? I should probably be made aware of that. So you're so smart. Please, if you wouldn't mind, tell me. What is... Oh, it's 340, of course. So like the height is being set correctly. Okay, well, what if we did just didn't give it a size? What would it do then? I mean, obviously, it probably want to be on the whole thing. Oh, okay. If I don't give it a size, well, this scroll bar doesn't seem to be adequate, like, at all. It's just very, very tiny if I don't give it a size. Okay. What if I manual the size to, Oh! That's that. Phone height. Try that one. Try phone height on for scale. How about? That looks important. There it is. I used the wrong variable. Ah! Fortunately, there was no one in chat to help point that out. Alright, well, we've got that working now. So this half of the screen here is all the various, like, content options that exist within this topic. Then, okay, we'll remove this. So then this is the left side. And then, I don't think this is actually necessary here. The right side. So then we have a panel.add new W label. We're just going to have this be top topic name here, which is going to be at the way I'm actually going to do this, I'm going to say 3 times that over 4. That should, oh, hang on, this needs to be text.of. There we go. Oh, interesting. I can set the color right there. Okay. Okay. So that's the X position, and the Y will be 0. What? Oh. Need an extra one of those there. Remove that. Okay. I think. Another one of those. Oh, goddamn. What's going on with my parentheses? That's that. That's the end of W label. There we go. Okay. All's good. Right. Let's reload there. Hotspot found. Alright. Reset. So the topic name here won't exactly be in the right position. And actually, should probably... I don't know how long that's going to be. So maybe I align that a bit differently. Yeah, let me see if there is an alignment option. Oh, I can just give it a horizontal alignment. Okay, well, I'll do that then. So, W label topic title equals this. Then topic title dot set horizontal alignment to center. And then we topic title there. Just return a void. Oh no, I could have inlined that. Oh well, I didn't. Too late. Go here. Okay, and obviously, wait, did I not just reload that? No, I didn't reload that. Okay, we'll reload that there. Then, ta-da! It's centered. Okay, then topic name is there, and then we'll have a text area, which is just this down here. So then we say W text topic topic description CRI topic description equals a new W text. This is going to be text of, that's going to be whatever. And then we're going to go panel dot add topic description. So we're going to have that be its X. Its Y is going to be like, where was the previous one? The previous one was at Y 0. So we're going to be able to look Y 25. Then the width is going to be the same, is going to go to the rest of it, the rest of this, and then the height is going to be phone width, or phone height minus 60, so 25, so 85. Okay. So that's what the topic description is going to be set to, but now we're going to have, let's see, this is a sample topic. I do not care if this is spelled right. I just need text to show that this works. Topic description that shows that stuff will work and that lots of text can be present. New line breaks may also be allowed, and this is completely fine. Spelling is an optional add-on that can be purchased for $19.99 at the stand. Okay, let's see. That's some interesting text there. Okay. Let's see. Go to a topic. Ta-da! I don't know if that new line actually worked or if that just added a space. Yeah, I don't actually know if this allows for new lines to be a thing, or if you just have to put in a bunch of spaces. Let's try by adding a couple more new lines. But as you can see, there is some topic text there. Let's see. I did have space there. It's just kind of unfortunate that that kind of ended or landed at the end of a line. Okay, new lines are perfectly allowed. That's great. All right. All right, so now that we've got our list of content options here, as well as our topic name and description, obviously this stuff's going to be loaded from the whatever was clicked. Let me get rid of that stupid logging statement from earlier. We now can go on to the help page. So we're gonna, just like we did before, we're gonna change page to new help page. And this is going to have a W plain panel inner panel equals new plain panel and a W scroll panel panel. We're going to return panel. Okay. And then we're going to say panel equals new W scroll panel of inner panel. Just for now, so that we can. This probably won't work. Yeah, okay. Just do that for now. That way we can successfully reload this, or successfully hop into this page, and then we'll put some sample content on this. And then next, actually, I think the back to previous page system is what I want to work on first, because that sounds easiest enough to do, as long as it's obviously not the starting page, obviously. And that should be easy enough to do. I just have a button that goes and checks the current, or just changes the page to get the previous page from the other thing, unless we're on a start page, in which case the button is disabled, I guess? Yeah, that'll work. Alright, okay. I guess I'll go with this topic for test, and ooh, there's a lot of content on here. Okay. Ta-da, didn't crash, that's all I wanted. Alright, okay, and here, this is a scrolling panel. So the problem with this is this will have a lot of content that's going to be kind of generated based off a giant list of things. It's going to contain a bunch of text and images. Now, I don't know how I can just say, okay, actually, I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to get the height of a text area. I mean, I'll be able to set a width, but I don't know if I'll be able to... Well, we'll get a title going here. W label title equals new W label. Text of page name here, and then we'll say title dot set horizontal alignment to center, and then we'll go inner panel dot add title to be at the center of the panel, which is going to be phone width minus 30 divided by 2, and then y can be 0. Alright, so we'll do that for now, because I don't know entirely what the actual page content is going to be, but we got the basic structure of things sorted out now, I guess. So, page name here, and then it'll have text and images and all that stuff below. And again, I want this stuff to be relatively modular, so I'll just have like a class or something elsewhere, which will just throw a bunch for like the register. If you just throw a bunch of objects into it, here's a block of text. Here's a block of text. Here's an image, like the identifier for an image that you'd have to load, and then I'll need to somehow either put like the size that I'll either have to include in the arguments the size everything needs to be, or I'll have it figured out. Regardless, that's a bit later. For now, I want to work on that back button. So that is going to be all the way up to the main class here once again. So that is going to be going to have the private W button back button. So get a new W button back. Oh, text stuff, right? This is going to be text of back. Okay. So then we're going to have playnewt.add the back button just at like 5.5 with a width of like 50, height of 20. This is unreloadable, so I'll just not even bother. So that should add the back button there. Obviously, it isn't doing anything yet, but we'll get there. So I guess to start with, we'll actually also set, while this is loading, back button dot set enabled false. Then come down here to change pages. We'll say back button dot set enabled to current screen instance of help page start screen. So if it's not the help page start screen, it'll be enabled. Otherwise, disable that sucker. What's going on? We really have to do that? Damn, that's kind of dumb. All right. Anyhow, reload this quickly because I did things while the game was booting up. Okay, there's the back button disabled by default. Then we go to one of these, and the back button becomes enabled. So, okay, where's my superclass here? And this is not going to be reloadable, so we'll just kill that now. Okay, here. We're going to say public help page screen type get previous page and return null by default. There we go. Alright, so there's that. So what we'll do is we'll say back button dot set on click. We're gonna say change page to current screen dot get previous page. Pretty simple there. So then we're gonna have to go down through all these things. So start screen, we don't have to implement anything for this because it doesn't change. Help page topic screen. So for this, we're gonna have to have a help page screen type pre-screen. So then we're gonna need help page screen type prev screen. And then this dot prev screen equals prev screen. And okay, there we go. And then we'll have to say get previous page. Rename this to previous prev page. do that as well. Sure, we'll keep those separate for now. Why not? Oh, what? No. Turn that. Don't show the super because that's that. No. Why? Okay. And this is now also going to say help page screen type prev page screen type prev page. So then this dot previous page is equal to previous page, and then previous page return previous page. All right, and then we have constructors that broke because we need to pass in this into this. All right. So now all should work successfully. No issues here. None at all. None at all. We are getting quite close to the extremely boring work of actually having to populate pages full of stuff. But first, before we do that, because this is functionally things done, I'll actually start getting the classes and stuff necessary for or that these things will pull from working. That way we can actually get that. I'll, of course, off camera be actually making all the help pages over time. They'll be expanded. You know, as you do. You do the pages. They may be helpful. They may not be. Yikes. Okay, back button's grayed out as it should be. We go to one of these pages. Back brings us back to the start page. Cool. Here we'll say we'll go down to one of these content. Page here, we go back. Go back. It's working. Nice. We have a successful navigation system. So now we're going to need to okay, so now I need to make some new actually proper publicly accessible classes for stuff. The question is, of course, where do I what package should I put this shit in? Any ideas, Jaredy? App. Probably don't want to put it there. No, create a new package at the root called help pages, because yeah, sure, why not? So here, new package, help pages. Gonna create a new class. We're going to call this a help page, and then we're going to create a new class. This is going to be called a help page topic, which I'm going to commit what I've got so far. Help page app with basic navigation and this is setup. All right, commit all that crap. All right, so now I can get rid of this. We got get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. These are the only things that matter. So the help page topic is going to end up having an internal array list of help pages. So we'll do that. So each topic will have a list of pages internally. I guess I'll make this private. Make that private. And then we'll have our public void public int get num pages equal so return pages dot size, and then we'll have ourselves a public help page topic, which just is going to effectively, I guess it could be an array, but whatever. I'm gonna say a pages. I think this is what lets you do an indefinite number of arguments. So that's technically an array. So then this pages dot add all pages. Does that not work for some reason? Okay. An array, not technically a collection. And I fucking hate that. The fact that you can't add all to an array. Add all. Okay, so the annoying thing about this is we just have to do for help page in pages, say this dot pages dot add page. Is it going to come at me saying, hey, there is a better way to do this? It probably is. Actually, you know what? Even better. So this dot pages can just say that is equal to arrays that as list pages. Or I guess this should just be a list, not an array list. Right. And then public help page get page for index return pages dot get index. There we go. This is a pretty simple class as it would turn out. The topic, pretty simple. Actually, there is a little bit more. We need to do string topic name and another string for topic description. Actually, we'll make this one text. Wait, which fucking text is that? Just no, that's not the right text. This one we want the import class Minecraft text, you idiot. Okay. So then we'll make these parameters string name, comma.
Blockbench now shows you what an item looks like in a shelf.
Yes, I did know that. Topic description. And so then we say this name equals name, or topic name. So I gotta need the this. Okay. Topic name equals name, and this topic description is equal to topic description. Alright, so there's that. I'll make these private just because good encapsulation. Actually, you can also make these final, I guess. These also should not be changed. The reason why I want this to be text is because theoretically I want you to be able to, I guess, embed links or fanciful colors inside your descriptions. That's the reason for that. So public text get name, because we're always just going to need it as text, so we might as well get at that and say return text.of topic name. Why is that one of all the blue? What? Okay. It's not complaining about no usages. That's very strange. Public text get descript description, and then we just return the topic description. All right. All right, I think that's all that a help page topic needs. Final, why not? Everything's final in here. All right, that's all a topic page is, or a topic is. It is just a list of pages as well as a description. A page, on the other hand, kind of a string page title. So private final. Choosing constructor. I'm just gonna do that for now, and then we'll have say get page title. Well, we'll shorten that to get title. I missed the T. Okay. So what's this gonna take? Well. Oh, this is where things get more interesting. Is we're gonna want more than just help. We're gonna need a couple other objects. So this is why I kind of made this its own package, not for 2 classes, but for like 4 classes. So we're gonna have help page text, or our help page component. Gonna have help page component here, and then we're gonna have a new help text and a new help page image. So this is going to extend help page component, and this is going to also extend help page component. For now, these are just going to be blank, but the reason for that is that I'm going to want the, so we're going to have a title, perfect. Actually, if we don't want this string, we're going to need this text from Minecraft text. Text of page title. Perfect. Okay, so that's what get title is going to do. But then we're going to want, so all a help page is going to need the title and then all of its content. So that's going to be help page component content. And we'll actually just say this as an array. Why not? Help page content array CONTNT, and then this dot content equals content, and then we'll have a public int get amount of content. I just don't want this stuff being modified externally, is what I'm doing here. Okay, so return content length, and then we go help page component get QNT tent int index, and then this is just going to return content of index. Fancy array list that also contains a string. One M? Oh, it's one M. Okay. All right. So that's pretty simple on your front. The content, well, we haven't done anything with yet, or done anything. So what is the? So I'm gonna make this abstract class. So then we'll have our abstract int get width and abstract int get height. Now, obviously, they're also going to have their own, like, widget or something that they're going to be returning. Right? Okay, so I guess abstract w widget get item, we'll call it, I guess. All right. So then this is going to be the basics of what these things are going to contain. They're going to contain, well, I guess width will just be, no, actually width doesn't matter. We're not going to have a get width. Width doesn't, we don't need to specify the width because it's always just going to be, yeah, it's always just going to be however wide the available space is on the phone, I think. So the height is all we really gotta, you know what, here. So int max width. Actually, we'll make this one not abstract. By default, this thing is just going to return max width. By default, that's just going to return max width. But for like an image, the image can specify how wide it is. That way, the image doesn't get like weirdly stretched if it's a weird size. All right. So we'll implement these methods for now. Yep, sure. Return 0 height, a null item. All right. So then, so yeah. So w text, call this thing item. So then we'll say help page text, or call this thing private. Actually, you know what? We won't. We'll see if this actually becomes a problem for now. Actually, no, let's not. Let's have this created later. So this is just going to be a regular text from Minecraft. This is going to have a text, and then item equals text. Pretty fucking simple for that. Oh, and int width, or height. Private int height. So then this dot height equals height. Okay. Then we say height. And this is going to be a new w text of item. Yeah, that's it. And then Minecraft text is already pretty malleable with stuff. I'm pretty sure the mutable text is pretty sure the mutable text object, which lets you do all your colors, click events, all that stuff, that's already, you know, there. So that's fine. Right, so this should be all that the actual text class itself needs. We'll make these final. So there's my constructor. Then the image is a little bit weirder. So what we're gonna have our private identifier image. And we're gonna have our private int width and our private int height. So this is going to return height. UW I don't remember how you actually. Is there a widget that is an image? If not, I'll have to make one. Crap. Because the way I've done images before is I've just like straight up drawn them on the background. I don't know if there is a widget that is just an image. I'll have to check with this library. But for now, let's make the constructor. So we'll say public help page image. We're going to be taking in an identifier for the image, and then int for width and an int for height. Pretty simple. This dot height equals height. This dot width equals width, and I gotta overwrite that function. And this dot image equals image, and then get width, return width. Don't care about max width, we just care about the actual width. Or actually, or the, yeah, we'll return the, so math dot min of width and max width. So if you try to specify wider than the actual screen gives you, it'll shrink it. Otherwise, it'll do that. Okay, so then Mr. Widget. I need to explore this package. Well, that's actually very convenient. I should do that more often to find the package of shit. Okay, the widget package. Okay, we have things like a box, a bar. What we got here? Direction. Sliders, tooltip builders, card, clipped panel, dynamic panel, grid panel, item slot, label slider, list panel, panel, player inventory panel. I've never actually tried making inventories with this mod yet, or this library mod. Scroll bar, scroll panel, slider, sprite. That's it. It's called a sprite. Okay. Turn new WP. What do we want? We want a texture. What the fuck is a texture? Alright, just it. Oh, or an identifier. Haha, I'm smart. I knew I didn't need to do more work. I mean, all texture is an identifier. So, well, that's not very. Oh, UV. Oh, you can specify UV coordinates. I'm not too interested in that for this, honestly, but that could be useful for other things. Does this also support GIFs or something? Oh, you can put you can make animated textures by passing multiple texture identifiers, or actual textures in, and then just saying how long each frame lasts for. Okay, so yeah, that was actually really easy. Okay, all right, so that should actually be. I'll make all these final. All right, so that should be all of that initialized properly. So that's the entire, basically, actually, that's the entire structure of what I was going to do. Now let's actually put some of this to use. Let's commit this. Create the data structures that will contain the help page data. Okay. Contain singular. Alright. So now we've gotten all that pushed up. Let's go back to the help pages app. So what I'm going to do here. What do you think? Local. Okay, let's make that local. Make the back button final. Then we'll have a private array list of help page topics equals new array list. Now, we're going to make a function here. Oh, this is not an instance variable, this is static. So we're going to have static void add help page topic. It's going to have help page topic. Okay. Oh. Topic. And all this is going to do is it's just going to call our public static. So anyone externally from this class could also call this function if they wanted to. So then we're going to have topics dot add topic. Pretty simple on that front. But what's not so simple is I guess I'm going to do this down at the bottom so we don't clutter stuff up. I'm going to make this big old static block here. And we're just going to call this add help page topic function a couple times here, just so I can get the lay of what's going on here. So we're going to add help page topic. And this is going to be a bit of a thing here. Why is this complaining? Okay, so new help page topic. So let's say this is test topic 1. The first testing topic of the help page system, that can be its name, and then pages. So we're gonna put that down on another line. So new help page. So it's gonna be called page 1, I guess. And this is just gonna have a new help page text, which is a new, wait. Hello? Can you give me the actual thing that this wants? The help page text wants the text and the height. So we're going to do, say, text of hello first page. And then we're going to give it a height of 20. Did I do this right? What's wrong? See, this is going to be a little bit complex, but this was the most modular I could think to make the system. Cannot resolve constructor help page topic of string help page. String help page. What is it? Oh, it's string text, right? So text of, I am a bit of a mess with this, I guess. But yeah, I wanted this to be able to be user configurable. Okay, let's just start with one help page for now then. So with that one help page in place, I can now redo all my logic here to actually, so for this generation here, so I equals 0, I is less than topics.size. And then we say help page topic equals topics.get I. So this is going to be text of topic. Actually, no, we don't even need the text of topic.get name. Okay, so that's the first step. So we set the name there. Then the help page topic screen, we're gonna be help page topic in there. This, comma, topic. There we go. So then that gets passed into here. And so here where's the topic title? So then this is topic.get name. And then where is my w text? Equals. So instead of this very long convoluted description here, we just say topic.get description. or new W text of that, I guess. Forgot that that's how I did that. Text. Okay. So that should be that. But this loop now needs to actually, so instead of I going to 10, I is going to be topic dot get number of pages. So this is going to be a new button for topic dot get page of I, get title, and then once again we need to go down here. We're going to have a help page, call this, or actually not there, comma help page, help page. Gonna do that, so we come up here, comma, we pass that in. Oh, did I make that mistake up here as well? No, because okay, you know what, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make help page equals that, and then we say just page.getTitle, and we can just pass page in there. It should work, yeah, okay. Then we can go down here, where we now have this. And this is where the actual complexity comes in. So first of all, the title is a new label, so we're going to say page.getTitle. So that's pretty simple. Now then, here's where things get a little bit more interesting. So we're going to have int running height 0. Well, actually, we'll set this to 20 because that's about how far down the title is. So the running height is going to be 20. Then we're going to go for I equals 0, I is less than page dot get amount of content. So then we have help page component is going to be equal to page dot get content I. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is, okay, so then once we get that, we're now going to be, so we're going to have inner panel dot add component dot get, really? What? Oh, they're not public. Dang it. It's like, why doesn't this have any actionable functions? Because they're not public. That's why. And then there's the other one. It was supposed to be public. I just kind of forgot. Okay. Help. Okay. Component dot get item, comma, 0, comma, running height, comma, component dot get width. The max width is what do I set the panel width to? Or what's the what width do I use for the start screen here? Really, inner panel is just, What do I set the panel to here? Up all the way in here, actually. Or I guess in the change page button. Phone width minus 40, I guess I'll do, because I gotta make room for that dang scroll bar. So, minus 40. So get width, and then component dot get height. Then what we'll do is we'll say running height plus equals component dot get height. Maybe add a little more here for space between the components. That is just an idea, though. All right. So now the system should be theoretically functional. There's no way any of that can be reloaded. So let's just try it out now. And then, theoretically, all we should ever have to do now to add more help pages is just add more shit to this down here. That's all we should ever have to do. We just add more text, more images, whatever, and the help pages will work really well. TM, TM, TM. All the topics will be grouped together, and obviously before I'm done here I will test out multiple pages within a topic and multiple topics just to make sure everything works correctly. But I think it should. It should all be good. I'll also try an image. In this case it would be something that we already have as an asset available to us. But okay, go into the help page. We now have only one thing called test topic 1. We'll select that. The first testing topic to help the page system. It's all working. Go to page 1. Hello, first page. Yay. And of course, back works. But obviously, we don't have anything. This is actually going to require reload because I'm doing this all in static. All right, then. So now let's add. What does this go to? That's the topic. End of topic. Okay. Okay, we'll add a new. Let's call this one page 2. Hello, second page. This one's just going to contain another body of text. So that's just going to contain another body of text. And then maybe we'll add a third page on here. So we'll do that. And this thing did not indent properly. Oh, it's all fucked up in indentation anyway. Okay, there we go. So this is going to be page 3. Hello, third page. And then we're gonna duplicate this. And then let's have a multi-line segment. Yeah, let's have a multi-line segment. Ooh, how cool. Why not? And then the height will be at least 40 for that. And I think that can be the end of topic 1. So then we'll come down here. I don't know why shit keeps bouncing around there. So we'll add a help page topic. Say new help page topic. This is going to be test topic 1, 2. And we say text of. This is the second testing topic of the help page system. This one will include some images. Okay. Alright, and then technically this is valid. Nothing is valid. Or having no actual pages is valid. But obviously we don't want it to do that. We'll shrink that by a couple. A new help page. This is going to be called page 4. I'm going to have a new help page text. This page includes an image. And then, oh, it needs to be text though. Okay, so this page includes an image. It's going to be 20 width. Oh, not image. I want this to be text. Why is it letting me? Okay, whatever. So, okay, we do the help page text there, and then the height is, of course, going to be 20. And then okay, so actually, I'm going to do this on a new line here, because this is going to get a little bit unruly. This is how most of them will probably be end up being later. New help page image. And then let's go identifier dot of, so main dot namespace. Okay, the path, we'll figure that one out in a moment. So then the width, let's go 300 by 200 for the size, let's say. Okay. That should be so far out. Okay, that is theoretically going to be, but I now need to actually look for a resource here that I can use. Let's go textures. Also have to actually remember, what do I actually do for the image path here? GUI? Yeah, sure. Or the phone's notch is an image. Oh. Okay. Why does that include the actual frame of the phone itself? What the heck? I'm starting to question something here. How did I? What the fuck? Okay. Well, we'll try just this phone background here. Let's see. I'm gonna go into the phone app, or not the phone. It's GUI. Phone screen GUI. This is phone GUI is the one I want. So add painters. Textured. Okay, so we have that. Okay, textures. See GUI phone background 0, and then we actually have to add the file extension on here as well. Okay. So background 0.png. All right, I think we'll go that far for now with a single image. Then we'll try multiple images. Eventually this will run. Yes, eventually this will all run. And then I'll eventually in the future have the joy of actually making use of the system to document everything in the mod. But, you know, that's a future me problem. Yeah, screw that guy. These the amount of indentation that happened here is starting to bug me. It's indenting way too far for no reason. Okay, single player, let's go. So, come in here, go in the help pages. We have test topic 1 and test topic 2. Topic 1, we see we have 3 pages. It's the first page. Okay, we did the hello first page. Okay, go back. Hello second page. Another body of text. Cool. Page 3. Hello third page. Let's have Woo, how cool. Yeah, that is cool. Alright, we can go back to the main page here. We have test topic 2. You know, I'm thinking, I don't know how I would make... Now, this is, admittedly, this is not a very graphically appealing, like, system. But I don't know how I would make this whole thing, like, look more interesting. Like, what kind of... Would I put, like, some sort of texture in the background? I don't know. Anyhow. Let's see. Test topic 2. This is a second testing topic of the help page system. This one will include some images. Ooh, look, an image. How glorious is this? And as you can see, the scroll thing is actually working here. Because apparently the image is actually quite tall, I guess. But that's fine. This page includes an image. I guess this is actually less than 20 tall. Something I'll have to keep a note for when I'm doing stuff. But yeah, cool, look, this includes an image. Okay, let's make another page here quickly. New help page. So this is going to be page 5. New help page text. It's going to be text.of. This page includes 2 images. And then there's a 20 height there. So the new help page image. So then we identifier of main namespace, comma, and we'll do the second phone background because that's a texture I know exists here and is perfectly available. Background 1, and then we'll say 300 by 300 by 200, let's say. Sure. And then we'll do the next one, same size, but this is going to be the next background. So we'll say background 2. And then actually I'll create a third page here. So new help page of page 6. This new help page text. This is going to be text of, this is the 6th help page. Includes some text and images. And this one can be 20 as well. So new help page image. So then this is going to be it. Once again, we're going to have another one of these here. This is going to be the third or the fourth one, I guess. So it's going to be 3 there, and 300, 200, yada, yada, yada. But then we're going to have the new help page text. This is an image caption. That's not right. So it's going to be text of that. And then we're going to have a new help page image. And now I'm going to go for I'm just going to copy this for now. The image size can be whatever it wants, apparently. Okay, but then we'll go for a different texture here. Right, most of those are app icons. Let's say terminal.png. Terminal.png. And this will do like 128 by 128, which is pretty actually big for it. But all right. So there's our whole host of other image pages and stuff added there. All right, we're almost done here. So yeah, I will think once this is working, I'll call this here. We've been streaming for 2 hours 45 minutes, which is actually a while. First stream back, so that's fun. Made actually good, useful progress here. And eventually this shit will actually finish. It'll load. The game will load. My game will stop being a slow piece of crap. Alright. Single payer. Right. We'll just load this up, open the help app. Oh, actually, one more thing I actually got to do. I got to make the help app installed by default, but that's pretty easy to do. So, help app 1, whatever, stuff's still the same. Tower 2, page number 1, we got this nice little image here. Page number 4, 5, this page has 2 images. See, it does, there's 0 space in between them, which is why I might want to genetically add some space in between these images, in case that ever becomes, I guess, useful. Yeah, I say, quote here, Okay, those are the 2 desktop backgrounds. Page 6. This is the 6th help page. It includes some text and images. So we see that text. We have this image here. This is an image caption. Again, I am thinking I'm going to end up adding that at this point. And then we have the terminal app icon there. That is a very successful system there. I'm just going to quickly go into the phone GUI here and default install this app. I'm pretty sure I have something up here for if there are no apps. Oh yeah. Installed apps.add, blump, blump, blump. These are our number of pre-installed apps equals apps.size. Wait. Hang on, how do I do this? Oh, it's down here. So we read the custom data from the phone. What is raw data? Raw data is an MBT compound. Okay, so we copy that. MBT is empty. Okay. Oh, if it's not empty, we do that. If it is empty, we create the new data here. And then we say install app, and then we're going to have the help pages app.id. All right, so that's what we're going to do. So that's now going to, on all brand new phones that get created, if a phone somehow loses its data, it's going to automatically generate, automatically pre-install the help pages app. Let me just make sure this that just adds it to the list of installed apps. Cool. So yeah, that's cool. I don't have an icon for the help pages app yet, but I will in the future. Test help pages. Wait, did I actually make these things fully functional? Wait, no, that was help pages app. So I was adding those. Okay. Implement the dynamic help page content and add test help pages. Okay. All right. So yeah. With that, I'm gonna have to say thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Please make sure to leave a like on the stream on your way out, and subscribe as usual. I might be almost certainly doing more streams developing in the future. I have no clue when this mod is going to release. It's probably still quite far from that, but hey, follow along for the journey.
Very far.
So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next live stream video thing. Probably won't. We'll see what happens if we do live stream on Friday. Anyhow, bye.